you, and you, and you way over there. I've missed you all. How you guys been, huh? Let me know in the comments. I know this has been such a crazy year, hasn't it? Ugh, it's almost over. Let's hope that next year is better. So, I have an update for you. I've been missing in action for like a year. I mean, yeah, I've been on social medias, you know, Twits and FFs and gosh knows whatever else. But yeah, I've been there and there and there and there. But as you are well aware, I haven't made any videos, and there is a reason for this. So, this is going to be a serious video, so don't let my cuteness fool you. I'm not cute. Yeah. Okay, so here's what's been going on. So I was seeing this doctor, right? Doesn't that sound like an intro to a really bad joke? Maybe it is. So I was seeing this doctor, and, you know, I had found out that I was diabetic. Still diabetic. It's not like it's in the past tense or anything, you know, it's still right now. Should I stick to the story and not go bouncing all over the place? But it's me! You know I do that. So, I went and saw the doctor, and I've been having some really bad symptoms. I had no energy, my hair was falling out, I was dizzy every time I took a step. I couldn't do anything at all. It was very, very difficult. And I would relay this to the doctor's assistant, because I never actually met my doctor. Practitioner, I guess? I don't know what she is. So anyways, I'd mentioned this to her, and she would always say, well, it's better than taking insulin. Really? So I honestly thought a lot of my symptoms had to do with my medication, and admittedly, I was extremely depressed. I mean, I couldn't move. And, well, I had to have some lab work done. And one of the things that my clinic does is if you don't go in for your lab work in a timely manner, they withhold your medications. Isn't that nice? Does that just make you feel so warm and fuzzy inside? Yeah, I'll tell you, it made me feel something inside. And it wasn't warm and fuzzy. So, oh, speaking of not warm and fuzzy, I was also extremely cold. I could never warm up. It was worse after I used it would be worse after I used the litter box, because then I had to curl up on my bed in a robe and shiver for like 10 minutes, and then finally I'd start warming up again. Also my heart, again, 1 step, 2 steps, any sort of movement, my heart would start racing like I just ran a 500-mile marathon. These are very concerning symptoms. But again, I thought it was because of my medication. So, let's see, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, I think, yeah. I went in and had my lab work done. A lot of my numbers have gone down. If you're a diabetic, in case you're curious, my A1 was 14 last year, and this time it was 6. I'm getting down there. It's still a little high, but it's getting down there. So yay me! Anyways, so I had my lab work done. I flirted with the lab technician because he is so awesome. And Jayni's sitting there going, and then at 1 o'clock in the morning, they called Jayni and told her to get me to the ER right away. By they, I mean the lab place. Now, before I continue any further, I need to interrupt. I actually meant to do this in the beginning of the video, but I'm going to do it right now. I would like to dedicate this video. I want to dedicate this video to Seth Triggs. He's been absolutely wonderful. I want to really dedicate this video to 2 very, very special people in my life. Sully and Jayni, without whom I'm pretty sure I would be in a lot worse state. They are my loves. I love them dearly. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. More on that later. I almost sound like a news anchor, except no news anchor sounds like me. That I know of. Maybe there is. I don't know. Anyway, back to the original story, right? Because, you know, I like to bounce. I should have been a Roo for a first soda, but I like being a snap. So, or maybe I should have been a Jack Russell. Look, squirrel! Ah! So, anyway, so they called Jayni at 1 o'clock in the morning to tell her to get me into the ER ASAP. She comes home, I'm laying on the bed feeling like crap as always, and she asks me how am I feeling, and I told her that at that time I had a really horrific headache. And she starts asking me these weird questions. I'm like, what's wrong? So she tells me the deal, and okay. We went to the ER. It turns out I was very, very, very anemic. The signs were there all year. In fact, the doctor said, look, when I told her why I was there, she goes, oh yeah, I could see that. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to have a blood transfusion, 3 vials of, not vials, 3 bags of blood. Oh, by the way, I'm O positive, I think. Yeah. So apparently I have a rare blood type, but I can give my blood to anybody? Yay! So, I think when I get better, I'm going to donate some blood. I obviously can't do it right now because I need my blood. I'm not out of the woods yet. So, alright. I had to stay in the hospital overnight. And they came in and pricked and prodded me and all sorts of things. And, then it starts getting really serious. A social worker came in, sat down, and she wanted to talk to me about making a will. And she also wanted to talk to me about what to do with my body. You know, should I be DNR, organ donor? It was a conversation at like 2 in the morning I was not ready for. And, you know, this upset me greatly. And I told her, I'm like, I'm not ready for this conversation. She's like, okay, all right, no problem. And she leaves. Later, they come in and tell me that they have to do a trans-hoo-ha ultrasound. Oh, that sounded scary. Now, if you know me, if you know anything about my past, because I talk about it a lot, then you know that I am a victim/survivor of the R word. And the reason why I am censoring myself to the best of my ability, not because I'm being monetized or anything like that, but because I don't want the platform to get rid of this video. So, yes, I'm trying my very best to censor myself. Not an easy task. So, Jayni wasn't there, and I can't do anything down below without her because otherwise I'm going to freak out. So they were very accommodating about this, and great. So we rescheduled it for a later date. Fast forward to when the transfusion was done. I felt so much better. I cleaned my hospital room, okay? I was able to take a shower standing up for the first time in a year. Mind you, this does not mean I did not bathe in a year. I've been taking baths, okay? So get your mind out of that dirty gutter thing. I am a clean kitty. Thank you very much. So, we leave the hospital, and instead of going home, I want to go to the park. And for the first time in a year, I was able to walk around. Yay! Now, I mean, we would go to like Aldi's or something, and the last time I went out, and I couldn't make it down one aisle. I had to sit on the floor. I really thought I was going to, I couldn't. again, very concerning signs. So now, let's fast forward. After the park and all that, I'm really happy. I mean, I start doing things around the house again, and cooking, and cleaning, you know. So, I go in now to have what I thought was the ultrasound done. Nah, I'll get to that in a second. So I'm talking to the doctor there. She's asking me all sorts of questions. She asked me about my medication. And when I tell her I'm on estradiol, she goes, why are you on estradiol? I was like, to help with my premenopause stuff. And even though she's wearing a mask, you could tell she was not very happy about this, because apparently I'm supposed to be taking something else with it, because it raises my chances for cancer up by 27%. As to the fact of how anemic I was and the fact I'm overweight, this is very concerning. She asked me if I told my healthcare provider all these symptoms. I said yes. She goes, what did she say? Better than insulin. Oh, you could tell this woman was not impressed at all. We continue talking, and then she drops the doctor, the bedside mannerism of a doctor, and says, this is scaring me. And all I could think is, if it's scaring you, how the F do you think I feel? Anyways, so she tells me we're going to do a biopsy. If you don't know what this is going to entail, I'm going to tell you right now. It sucked. So they do a pap smear. That in itself was uncomfortable. But then they take this long thing and they insert it into you. And it goes into the uterus. I will say right now, this is graphic, more like this is trigger warning. It felt exactly like what happened to me when I was ARD. Forced naughties, yes, there we go, forced naughties. It felt just like that. And I went into a very bad headspace. Jayni was there, and I was gripping onto her. I was crying. I was like, get this out of me. She says to me, I need you to relax your buttocks. And I'm like, look, you're shoving some weird foreign object into a place that nothing goes into. And you could tell Jayni was biting her tongue. But nonetheless, while it was a long time, it finally was finished. I will admit I was emotionally not in a good headspace, but that's okay. So now we're waiting on the results of the biopsy. I don't have any news about that right now. And when I do get news, I will tell you, whether it's good or bad. Let's keep our paws, toes, fingers, tongues, ears, and any other tails and anything else that you could possibly crossed, that it's going to come out good. Please. So last night, I took a long walk for the first time. A long walk. And it was about, I'd say, 3/4 of a mile. For me, that's long. And granted, towards the end, I felt like I was going to pass out, but that not because of lack of blood, but because it was my first real exercise in a long time. And despite the fact I'm sore and my legs still feel like jello, I am very proud of myself, and I'm glad I was able to do this. So that is my update as to why I've been missing in action for a year. I am not going to make any promises about how many videos I'm going to make, because I don't want to disappoint you or myself. But I will try to make more videos. Now, that being said, let's get to something a little fun. I was asked by Tiggy Stardust if I would juggle in suit. Here we go. I have here 3 juggly things. Okay, I actually have 5 juggly things, 2 of which are natural, but I'm not going to juggle those. And they're jiggly, not juggly. But they have been known to juggle. Okay, shut up, cat! Ready? Here we go. This is for you, Tiggy. I'm going to attempt to juggle. Yay! This is juggling, right? Yeah! there's my juggling. And finally, again, I would like to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Sully and Jayni. I love you both. You are wonderful. I'm glad you're in my life. I want to thank Seth for being there for me, for being a very supportive person, for everything that I've been through for the past couple of years, and one of my dearest friends, honestly. I want to thank everybody that is following me, whether it be on Fur Affinity or Discord or Twitter. I want to thank, there's a server that I'm on, but I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to risk privacy issues. But the people on this particular server, they've been very sweet and supportive and very helpful, and I want to thank them. And the truth is, I was very close to death. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being melodramatic. And the hospital that I was in saved my life. And again, I'm not out of the woods, but a lot of my thanks goes to them too. And I appreciate you all. I do not take you for granted. You are all very special to me. But going back to Jayni and Sully, you two have been incredibly special and supportive and wonderful. I love you both. Sully, we will be home soon, and I cannot wait, for I will give you the biggest snap hug that you could possibly want, and meow. So, that's it. My next video, I promise, will be a little more lighthearted. I cannot promise what I will be doing because I have no idea. Maybe I'll torture you with some bad jokes or a weird story. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So that's it for now. I love you all. Take good care of each other. Please wear a mask. Be safe out there. Okay? Love you guys. Bye! Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Bye-bye.